if we would welcome everybody for the meeting this evening, and we're going to stand for a call to order as a moment of silence and a salute to the flag.
You just
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the meeting this evening. We are going to start things off with a approval of the minutes for the previous meetings. And I'm just going to pull up the date here. Let's see here. March 2nd.
I'll second.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, we do need an approval of the meetings for March 2nd. Second on D. Is there any discussion on the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Let's see. We can now move on to board member. I'm sorry. Under board member comments, I just want to make this announcement here. Beginning for the May meeting minutes, the May meeting, I'm sorry, May 4th and May 11th, the meetings will begin at 6 p.m. in our LGI room due to several concerts and student performances scheduled for the Hilltop. So I just want to repeat for anybody paying attention or thinking about attending in the May meetings, both May 4th and May 11th will begin at 6 p.m. in the LGI room, again, due to a number of concerts and student performances that are occurring on the Hilltop that evening. That's my comment for board member comments. Does anybody else have any board member comments?
I do.
Arlene?
Basically, there is nothing that we have to approve on the Beatty schedule or minutes, but I would like to announce the students, the North Hills Students of the Month for March through April: Colton Younger, Automotive Technology, and Emily McKelvey, Cosmetology.
Thank you.
And that's it.
Thank you. I do want to mention, for those viewing the meeting at home, we are at the Beatty, A.W. Beatty Career Center this evening, holding our meeting as we do periodically, once or twice a year. Kathy, I'm going to go to Lou next, and then yourself.
I wish that there would be people here. I think that I don't know how we could advertise this more and maybe encourage more of our constituents to come, because I know there are many people who have never been to Beatty. It is a wonderful place, a wonderful school, and it would be nice if we would have more people learn more about our Career Center. Thank you.
I know I'm not a board member, but I have a comment. I agree with what Arlene's saying, and I would encourage anybody to come to any of the open houses that are here at Beatty Tech. The things that we're offering here, and one of the reasons why we came here tonight is because Eric Heasley, who's the director, gives us a tour of the new facilities, the new programs that they're offering. And they're offering a vet tech program. And it's really impressive to see the direction that vet tech is going to go here at Beatty Tech. And they're offering a sports medicine program also. So sports medicine and rehabilitation is another program that Beatty Tech is going to be offering as early as next year. So that's one of the reasons we come out here, is to see the programs, tour the facilities. And so I would encourage anybody to come out here at any of the open houses, or maybe call and schedule an appointment to see this place in operation. All the activities and programs that they have to offer is truly amazing. It's a really nice thing for us to be a member of and to be a part of, because they're doing really fantastic things for our students.
Thank you. Mr. Nudi, did you have a comment?
Yes, two comments. House Bill 97 is being considered, and it was supposed to be out of committee today. It's the Charter School Reform Act. It does nothing to reform the charter school system. And I suggest that all board members contact Mr. Costa and Mr. Ravenstall and ask them not to vote no on HP 97.
97.
Okay. And also, there is going to PSBA Town Hall here at Beatty Tuesday, May 2nd at 7:30 to 9:30. So if you're interested, please show up. I'd encourage you to come, just show that PSBA, that North Hills School District is interested in PSBA. And I think the one of the main items of discussion are going to be will be the charter school reform.
Thank you, Mr. Nudi.
The date.
Mrs. Reed, did you have a comment that you wanted to make?
May
Yeah, real
2nd.
quick. I wanted to let everybody know, I was invited
7:30
last
to
evening
9.
to Oakwood Ridgewood reunion,
Yes, there's going to be.
and it involved all of the classes, the beginning class, all the way through, not the students, these were the the homeroom mothers and the officials for their, I'm going brain dead. Anyways, it was wonderful.
Great.
And it was wonderful seeing all the older people and, all those memories. And we were laughing about Hot Dog Day, how we enjoyed it. And even now, the older students that graduated from there, they loved the Hot Dog Day. And if you gave them a hamburger, that was really a treat.
Yes.
But it was nice seeing
That's great.
everybody.
Thank you. Anybody, do we have any other board member comments?
I have one other question. Oh, does Mike have something to say?
Go ahead.
And that is relative to Lori. Mrs. Rigger, you had indicated on our agenda the voting delegates for the PSBA. Were we supposed to do that tonight?
That is, yes, that is something that you, if you would like to be considered as a voting delegate, you need to let us know. Now, we can table that. It's not due to PSBA until beginning of June.
Okay.
It's just something that they wanted, and I thought it would be something we could
Sure.
take care of.
Okay.
If you want to
We could-
state your intention to be a voting delegate, then we could do that tonight.
How many do we need to have? How many can we
Two.
have? I'm
We
sorry.
can have up to 3.
Up to 3.
Up to 3.
Okay. Is there anybody would like to be a voting delegate? Mr. Nudi would like to be one?
I was going to do Beatty, but if we don't have enough, who's going, or who is thinking of going?
This is in October, right?
Yes.
I know I'll be, well, I'm thinking about going, sure.
This is Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the last day.
Yeah, okay.
So what we can do is, there might be someone else at Beatty that can do it.
Okay,
If not, I'll do it for our school district.
okay. So if we have
Mr.
two so
Nudi
far.
and Mrs. Bender,
Okay. mhm.
Well, I'm going to see about Beatty first.
then we can table that item until the
Let's do
May
it.
agenda.
Please.
Let's do it, okay. We will table that, okay. Mr. Yeomans.
The second meeting of the Public Enrollment Planning Committee was held on Tuesday. Dr. Manarino gave a presentation. We had myself, Mrs. Reed, Mrs. Bender, and Mrs. Spade were also in attendance with a handful of people from the community to hear an update on where we stand for next year's enrollment. Also with some of the kindergarten registrations as we have them through, I think, April 10th, and also a discussion of how the planned McIntyre edition, which I attended the commissioners' meeting on Monday, which was approved unanimously. So I think that meeting went very well. I think it was very, very informative. And you should all have the presentation, a hard copy of the presentation that was given. So if you have any questions on that, direct them to the administration. But I think everybody was pleased with where things stand, and we'll schedule another meeting of that committee sometime around the beginning of the next school year when we have our third day enrollment numbers are in. And if you recall, this committee was just established so that we could keep a close look on our enrollment vis-a-vis the projections we were given by Dr. Stuman, so that we can plan out as far as we possibly can, realizing that a lot of what we try to do looking forward, as the saying goes, depends on people that aren't on the planet yet. But we're doing the best job that we can to ensure that our facilities meet the need of our enrollment. And the good news is that after 20 years of declining enrollments, we're back on the upswing again, because people want to be in our district because of the great things that we're doing every day. So that's all I had.
Thank you, Greg.
I'd like to add to that, Dr. Manarino wanted the word to get out The R word is off the table. There will be no redistricting this year. So
Yep.
please, spread the word. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Reed. That's a very good point.
Yes. And then I have one other thing.
Please.
Yesterday morning, I attended the buildings, I don't think it's called Buildings and Grounds meeting anymore. And it was very interesting. I really, really learned a lot that I didn't quite understand prior to being at that meeting. But Dave, can you just sort of sum it up, just quickly to tell everybody where it's going now?
Okay. Well, as was indicated, the commissioners gave a conditional approval to the,
Must not be on.
It's on.
Not on?
You have to get real close.
am I on now?
Yep.
There
Yeah,
we
you just
go.
have to get a little closer, Dave. That's,
Anyhow, the commissioners gave conditional approval to the site plan, conditioned upon our civil engineers and the township civil engineers coming to conclusion on the stormwater issues. Upon getting that, we submitted our plans for code review, and most of the meeting that Arlene was discussing had to do with the code review comments. There are a number of small things that they wanted us to take care of. The bigger issues had to do with accessibility issues with the playground, which hopefully we'll get taken care of. But we have yet to get an answer as to whether the equipment that the PTO is purchasing has to be reviewed and approved by the township before we get our approval. I don't have an answer to that yet.
Thank you, Dave. I just think it's important for us all to be informed about where we're at right now.
Yeah, I would add one more thing on the vote that was taken by the commissioners. There was the discussion on the stormwater issue, and I think the history of that site was discussed in great detail. The history of the erosion of that stream caused by not only the water on our site, but water that comes from above our site. But be that as it may, our engineers and myself indicated that we wanted to be good neighbors, to do as much as we can on our property to mitigate the downstream effects that have been going on there for years. So I don't know exactly what form that's going to take, but we're trying to be good neighbors and do maybe go a little bit above and beyond the water that's on our site to help correct some of the historical problems that have been created by the developments that have happened subsequent to the construction of McIntyre, so that we can hopefully mitigate erosion of that stream in the future.
absolutely. Good point. Great. Mr. Nudi.
Just one comment. I understand that the detention ponds that are originally built up there at the mall are not functioning properly. Evidently, the water flow isn't being directed to the detention ponds. Whose responsibility is that going to be? Which will remedy the problem considerably if the detention ponds are working properly.
I think from what I took from the discussion between John Thomas and CEC and the township representative, there's some debate as to whether that's actually true, whether or not there's not any water going into those detention ponds. There's some people that said that there's not, and there's other people that live there that said that they go there after rain and there is water going into there. So
That was something we discussed yesterday, too, with John. Dave, notice the way I hand it to you.
You're on.
You're on.
Is this still on?
Yeah.
Okay. In any case, I don't really know whether the pond is working as it should or not. If it is not, that is between the township and Ross Park Mall. if it is not working as designed when they gave them all their approvals, I would assume they would expect them all to make it work as designed when they gave them all their approvals. Our objective is to capture the water that we're generating by making more impervious surface and trying to slow its absorption into the runoff system.
And that's not going to be done immediately, right? What did they say? What did John say yesterday, Dave? Or did I misunderstand him?
Again, in the discussions between CEC, our engineers, and Gateway, the township's engineers, they have to come to a conclusion
Right.
as to a process to help mitigate that. Part of that agreement will be a time frame. It's not necessarily going to be coexistent with the construction of the building.
Right, they understand
Because
that.
it may be part of a bigger project.
Right.
That incorporates the township and maybe even the mall or other folks in that area.
Right. And just one other thing that came out of that meeting was I guess since they saw they had a representative from the school there, they were going to milk that for all it was worth. But they wanted to know, I think it was Commissioner Schaefer indicated that a number of districts are more aggressively appealing residential assessments compared to our district. So they just wanted to raise that issue with us, that the feeling might be that we're not.
They're tax collectors too. They can appeal anytime they wish.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm just relaying the message.
Just so you know, we did do that a few years back, and there was so much pushback from the community. The board directed us not to do any more on residential. In fact, we do nothing on residential unless there's some really large change, and then we can file an appeal. We only deal with commercial. And that's at the direction of the board from some years ago, because if you remember, there was a time, I know Dan Honorado was the county executive, and we filed literally 1,500 tax appeals, including a lot of residential. And this board got a lot of pushback and negative feedback from the constituents, and we've corrected on that direction. Just so you know, that's history. But, yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to do my duty and carry the message.
Okay. Anything else?
I just had a question.
Yes, sir. Mr. Muhan.
I'll ask I guess the obvious on this retention pond. Some people say it works, some people say, this ought to be a pretty easy determination. Doesn't anybody go up there and look? It ought to be, this is not rocket science. This is, you either go up after a heavy rain and it's either full water or it's not full water.
He goes up after heavy rains and he said there's water in there.
Maybe someone should take a photo.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's not our place to do that. It's not our property, so that's the township. I think it's obviously between the township and the mall, so. Okay. Thank you. Any other board member comments? Okay. We don't have anybody signed up for public comments this evening, so what I am going to do this evening, I'm going to entertain, or I'm going to make a motion that we do a motion to consent to pass the entire agenda at one time. So I'm going to make that motion. I do need a second. And is there any discussion on any of the items before we make this consent a motion to pass?
Yes, Mr. Rogas.
All yours, Dr. Nolish.
One item, it's under the education section. It's section C, item number 3. It's on the increase in the student parking fees.
Okay.
When I think about our students, we offer an awful lot of after-school opportunities for them. There's activities, there's sports, the library's open. There are many students that have jobs. And I just feel that keeping those fees as low as we possibly can helps our students, helps their families. It makes it more possible for them to drive if they are able to take advantage of those opportunities. So I just think that that's a small way we can try to make things easier on students and families. And I just feel that we should vote. I just personally am going to vote no on raising the fee.
Any other comments on any agenda items other than that, or on that item itself? There being none, all in favor to do the consent agenda and pass it all in once, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That being said, it looks like we've passed all the agenda items because they were obviously discussed in our committee meeting, so we did do our due diligence there. That being said, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Oh, don't we have to vote to accept it all? I thought we just voted to say we'll do it.
No, we voted and accepted the agenda.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So moved, Mr.
Okay.
August.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Go Pens.